All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for My Hero Academia, Season 4, Episode 13. All right.
Boy.
So, Eri has been lured back by Overhaul, and he is cutting
He's
deep.
sadistic.
He is sadistic.
Yep.
He's been using her, and he's going to continue to use her.
Yep.
And yet, Deku stands in the middle right now. He has to do something.
But thankfully, a dragon just got dropped on Overhaul, so
yes,
that helps.
Which will be a nice distraction, maybe to break the his concentration check on his charm ability on Eri,
because her heart needs to be saved right now.
Yes,
it
and
really does.
I think that's more important than defeating Chisaki at the moment here.
Yep.
We need to get some reinforcements though, which I think this is what it is. This is our reinforcements coming in. We can get Mirio some medical help pretty quickly because he's bleeding out. Yeah. We can hopefully maybe save Night Eye. I mean, I don't know. But
I mean, hey, we had Best Genist, so
but this is just a really bad situation. The dragon is not going to defeat Overhaul here.
No.
This is going to get worse again.
Oh God. What if Overhaul, since he can morph people's bodies with himself, what if he turned himself into a dragon person too? He could do that. Yeah. That's something he can do.
We'll see. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, and then come back here for the discussion. All right, y'all. MHA has a reputation, and it has a reputation in specific episodes where it just decides, given, probably what we have to work with in the source material, but also that this has been a culmination of a big emotional cathartic moment, not only for characters and their arcs and their stories, but also within this massive spectacle of a fight. We're just gonna make it beautiful. We're gonna give them the bones treatment, give them the studio boners, and just flex on us with this glorious animation.
So there were, I'm not sure. Okay, so with how they set this up, there were things that I expected of how they were going to resolve this.
Saving Eri,
big
etc. Fight,
But the thing is that with this arc that they set up, the personal stakes were incredibly high, right? Incredibly high.
Yeah.
And Overhaul as a villain is ridiculously busted. But I wasn't expecting it to be something that was some ridiculous visual quirk battle extravaganza, because I figured it would more be about saving Eri's heart, right? And the thing is, they could have done that and it still would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
But they did both. At the same time, in spectacular MHA fashion, because that's what it does, right?
But y'all remember 210. Y'all remember 311.
But the thing is, in those situations, I guess it was something that was a bit more expected, because, in the case of, One for All versus All for One, it had been built up to, since the beginning,
show,
right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense that it would have that level of impact. But here, this is an arc that, okay, we've got this arc. New character, who dis, right? But wow.
I gotta say, my favorite part about this whole thing is that when you think about what Eri's quirk is, and now that I kind of put my thinker on okay, the quirk itself represents maybe what will be the new age of quirks moving forward. Things will be a lot different in some ways. In some ways, Overhaul, Chisaki is going to end up changing the world in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Because
they could
quirks like Eri's will be made known to maybe the greater hero community, and they'll have to think about how they respond to things like that. I still think things are going to go in a little bit of a darker X-Men kind of way eventually.
Totally could.
But with Eri being someone that needs to be saved, but also having a quirk that's so powerful, and she's been told her whole life that she needs Overhaul, that she needs him, that she needs him.
Right.
She is also the one that needs to save herself.
Yes.
And what is so beautiful about this is that if she just tried to save herself here, you know what would be really terrifying? Is that what if she did go up to Overhaul and she rewound him?
Sure.
And he like something happened to him. If she saved herself that way, or if any other thing happened where it wasn't involving someone else coming and declaring her to have worth, value, for her quirk to be a blessing, for her life to be something that was a positive reason for, that she has a reason for existing.
Right. It would be a quirk solution, not a personal solution.
It would be a solution that would involve her ability, not the heart. And in this, we had it via the heart because Deku represents the heart of the show. That is who he is.
And the bit of Mirio's
what does it mean to be a hero? Yes, I loved the bit of Mirio's cape. But I just want to finish this last bit here. Is that because she relied on Deku, she trusted someone who she only had one encounter with prior to this. Someone who just hugged her and held her at one moment there. She then was able to be completely saved and used her ability in a way that did end up saving her. They both could not have done this solo. There is maybe a world, where Eri saved herself.
Right.
Maybe, but I don't think so. I think it's important to look at it this way and say that this is where it had to be.
Well, and there's also given what they did now her quirk probably doesn't actually have these kinds of, I mean, I don't know what the limitations of her quirk are exactly.
Probably that it's slow.
Yeah, maybe. But there's also, because rewind is what it is.
Yeah.
There's a difference between undoing the hurt because it's healing versus undoing the hurt because it's running away from it.
Oh.
And there is a possibility that from a technical perspective, or at least a meta perspective, that her quirk could have potentially saved the situation, but she still would have been that scared little girl.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, that's what I was trying to bring up.
And that's no good, right?
Yep.
In MHA, we go for 100% victories.
Yep.
Right? And here we got 100% victory.
And sometimes there's sacrifice made along the way of the person who's doing the saving.
Yeah.
We think back to the Kota situation and Deku's arm was pretty much done almost forever at that point.
And that's what I love about this, because it's not just Eri that is saving herself here. She's also realizing that not only can she save herself, she can help other people too. She always thought she was cursed,
too can be
right?
A hero.
You too can be a hero. You too can be a hero. And that even the person that comes in to save her, that he needs her help too.
Yep.
Right? I love this. There's because the whole idea of the the person even literally sometimes being exactly like this, where they're on the back of the other person, and it's the the power of friendship and all of that, and relying on each other that allows them to do amazing things. That exists in stories before this, right? Like, it's not
thinking of Berserk. Berserk. I was literally thinking of Berserk.
And in Berserk, that's a great example. But in Berserk, because Berserk is this kind of story, it's I'll keep you from the brink, right? I'll help you hold on. As opposed to this, which is something entirely different. It's I will help you become what you were always supposed to be. It's the thing of it's not that, oh, there's this raging power and I'll help you control it. It's because Deku has put his heart into everything that he does so much up till this point.
Right.
He's human. Yeah. He has limitations.
Yep.
And he has run up against those limitations over and over again, and each time he pushes through, but it takes a toll.
He has to sacrifice something.
Right, he has to sacrifice something. Yeah. And here it's saying, well, what if there was someone that was with you that made it so that
you didn't have to have limitations?
You didn't have to.
You could sacrifice everything.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again.
Yep. And it would be okay.
It would be okay, but there's still the risk that if at any point those two let go, if there was any moment where Deku was using this much power, his body might have just exploded.
And he uses Mirio's
cape to
tie her to his back, so that, oh my god, like that is just so good. Like, this whole thing was so good. But because the thing is that, like, this very much reminded me visually of like a Dragon Ball Z thing, like Deku is practically going Super Saiyan, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
However, the fact that it wasn't just his power is so important.
Yeah.
Because it's not just Eri helping him. It's the fact that this is something passed down to him from All Might. This is something that he's only gotten to this place because of the other people around him that help him be this kind of person, right? And here you go. And it is absolutely spectacular to watch. And
this is just good shonen, just what it does right.
And truly, nothing can stand against it, right? And everyone, even your enemies, just look on in awe and say, that's incredible.
And terrifying.
I
actually really, really, really loved the choice to shift things to Overhaul's perspective for just a little bit. As you realize that, wait, he has no chance.
Nope.
He has no chance at all. He's regenerating. He's pulling himself back together as quick as possible. And then at that last possible moment, like a dark Avenger.
Oh, yeah.
Like Deku coming in there with almost
with Eri's hair flowing out behind him.
Well, right, but when we saw the smile for the first time, we're like, yes, he's saving her with a smile. And then you realize, from Overhaul's perspective, it's... This is what he sees as the curse, is the...
Right, the curse of Quirk society and all that stuff. And,
And Deku pulverized Overhaul, Chisaki. And, he laments. He has his little backstory bit here.
Yeah.
Which I liked, that the head of the Yakuza, the one that brought him in from the streets and stuff, was like... This isn't your path.
Right.
You're going off on the wrong track.
This is way too far. Yeah.
And then also, what started off as a rather innocent thing of, hey,
help her
kid's
out.
Smart.
Yeah.
Can you please help her out and please examine and try to investigate and understand what her quirk is? So he does. And then uses that. And then when he shows his plan, which is, albeit like terrifying, it is a genius plan. His plan is actually terrifying how well it would work.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we've seen that story, that kind of story
now,
plan
having
play
also
out.
The antidote, that's just... Okay.
Well, no, he was literally going to be selling it back.
No, I know. But like, okay, yeah, you like he could have just done one side and it worked.
But no, he's like, oh, we're
profiteering. Why not? Yeah.
Let's do this. That would have led to... worldwide power for their group. If they didn't get taken over by some other ambitious group that understood a way to stop them. But no, his quirk. It would have been too little, too late by the time that happened.
And one of the things that I love here is because the whole idea of the young upstart that
Keikaku Dori
and gets given a bit too much power by the mentor, who doesn't really see the inner darkness within them, blah blah blah, all that stuff, and then it comes to the point where it's like,
the future is now, old man.
Now I am the master. It wasn't just that. It was I'm going to do this, but the thing is, I still care about you. I'm doing this for you in this weird, twisted way. So I'm going to put you out of the picture, but I'm going to bring you back
when everything set up.
It's going to be perfect. Like this in my mind is the better Loki, right? Because now Loki had the whole idea of being spurned by his father and all that stuff, right? But the idea of, I have a plan and I'm doing this for you, but actually making it be a thing of, yeah, I know you're not along with it, but once the dirty work's been done, you'll come around eventually. You'll appreciate it. And
what I think is brilliant about Overhaul is not really his quirk or his plan. It's that he's the representation of a part of All for One we only got to see for a little bit.
Yeah.
And that is that maybe this has been a theme actually of the villains in My Hero Academia more recently, is that they're all starting to care more and more for their subordinates.
Oh, and sure. Yeah.
All for One showed a very prime example of that in the pseudo father-son thing he has with Shigaraki.
Yes.
But also in taking care of Shigaraki's people that he cared about.
Oh, yeah.
And Shigaraki doing the same thing with the League of Villains more recently. But Overhaul having this twisted, semi-abusive, manipulative version of it where he does care about them to the value in which they are useful to him, and then maybe with the leader of the Yakuza.
Right. because he took him in and all
the
that.
emotional connection that he has with them.
Yeah.
But because of his maybe it's I don't think it's internalized, but because of his hatred towards the Society of Heroes, this curse that they all believe that they're worthy or capable of saving everyone and saving others and such. It seemed like his opportunity to even be a functioning human being in that regard was warped from the start with regards to the way that he saw heroes, with the way he saw society. In some ways, he wrote out any solutions that society was bringing in as, well, it's all connected, it's all part of the same problem.
Right.
And so therefore he goes with the thing that relies upon the themes of his quirk, so destroy it, rebuild it in a different way.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
There will be some repercussions of this.
Oh, definitely.
The drug did its due diligence, and there's a very real possibility that those other bullets out there,
right,
that
because there's
haven't
still
been
4
used,
left. Now, granted,
might have been picked up by either villains or heroes. It doesn't really matter. All it takes is this in the evidence folder. And then some government person comes by and is like, we're confiscating that under the directive of insert legislation here. And then,
we'll send
an
one
arc
to
or
be
two-
used on All for One, but then we'll keep the other 3 for ourselves.
Well, yeah, but a couple arcs later, given the recent string of events, we're going to be enacting a new mandate that all countries start to adhere to regarding the management and some certain types of registration for quirks.
One thing that they did bring up, though, is that Eri can undo the undoing, right? She could reset Mirio to having a quirk. She could do all kinds of things potentially. So there's still there's still a lot of resolution to what's happened here.
I don't know what she would
out.
do. I'm not sure about that with how she would interact with her own quirk doing like specific things there. Though.
But they established that they were going to make another anti-serum that could do it anyways. And if she if she can reverse back someone, if it's just turning back time basically for the person, then theoretically she could just use it on Mirio and then he would get reset to back before.
That is part of the reason why I'm scared of her quirk being in the story. The reason why I'm not thinking they're going to do stuff like that is because, one, it kills certain aspects of emotional payoff for Mirio's sacrifice. The other reason is because I feel like because we don't actually understand her quirk entirely, like even Chisaki doesn't fully understand it. Like he just calls it rewinding there, but we haven't gotten the official thing from...
You're right. Although we know she could theoretically turn someone back, like reverse the evolutionary cycle back to them being an ape. Like, okay.
So her quirk is infinite in terms of potential.
Yeah.
We'll just have to figure out the limitations.
Right. And is the resolution to her character being something where it's acceptance or casting away?
Yeah.
Right? Because they could really do either one.
They could.
But yeah,
I really want it to be acceptance, though.
I do too. I just don't know how that would work in the plot of the story moving forward.
I feel like MHA can survive as a story with having crazy quirks, aka mutations, out there. Which they said the word. They said it. They called it mutations.
They did.
So
Yep.
That's the thing. I mean, that's the thing with DNA. It sometimes skips a few generations or what have you. But all right, the fight, the art, the animation,
amazing.
And also the music.
Oh, yeah. The music was fantastic.
The choice to have all that glorious music, those quiet moments where they muted all the other sound effects, really, other than the dialogue.
Well, but having vocals in the music for a fight, I don't think we've really ever had that in MHA before.
Never had that.
We've had Yusei Run and a bunch of amazing things and whatnot, but
never with the lyrics.
Never with lyrics. And that was incredibly powerful. That was
with like legible like English lyrics at parts as well. Like this was a very specific type of scene. And this is another thing that's got to be the case. There's no way they had, this song in the manga. So like
right.
So this is an anime only thing that just adds so much.
It just
more.
Works so well.
It's so good.
Because and it's not like that's any surprise because MHA, like you say, Run exists, right? But just the idea that they would do it with lyrics and it would still work so well.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, gotta give a shout out to
Yeah.
our villains with the most ridiculous, roundabout, clever thinking plan to figure out a way to not only escape
Twice Toga. Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
use their
man.
quirks in a combination with each other in order to
Yeah.
in order to maneuver everything in this specific way. And I can't believe it took me so long to be like, wait a minute, that's not Deku.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was literally like, hold up.
Right, because they did like a turn back time thing, so it's like, wait, are they going that far
Like,
back?
at which
wait,
point
hold on.
in time,
Yeah.
like, no, that can't be. So,
Right.
so I was like, that's not Deku.
That's Toga. Yeah.
That's Toga, yeah.
Yeah.
And then just seeing the way they explained out their like their specific plan.
And using compress and duplicating compress in order to, like, oh man, that's just great.
That's just fantastic. And then the plus chaos thing was also about revenge for my arm, right? Because it actually has the personality of the magician guy. So
and then they're like, and they just push him in.
Like, go get that crux of that whole thing there. It's like, aw. Gets crushed by a dragon immediately later.
I gotta say, this episode was just so. I mean, what more can we say? But like the visuals and everything, it was an absolute treat. When I already thought that we had gotten the best of this arc, right?
Yeah, with
Mirio and everything, like, so wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I gotta say the bit also with Night Eye. Hold on.
Where he's starting to realize
realizing that the future can be changed. It can be twisted.
Yeah. And what's great is that the way they did it was in a way that it doesn't undermine Night Eye's quirk, because if you do something like this, you have to have a reason for why it supersedes Night Eye's quirk, but yet at the same time, all those previous times that he tried to stop it, there really was no way that it could be stopped. And yet here we have someone with a reversal quirk, so it's like, yeah, sure, but this person also can affect time and things like that. So there you go.
Yeah. So
wow.
I love that in some ways he'll be able to have an emotional resolution with All Might because of this fight.
Yeah.
So there was another emotional story arc that was given the key to its ending.
Right.
Or maybe the end of this chapter of it with regards to All Might and Night Eye there. So that was rather cool. And
And once again, thank you so much, Rop, for brightening up the fight, because oh my god, that so much better. Like, oh
my god. So the part where it goes like full JoJo's basically.
Yeah.
Like right here. He goes like, how can I become?
Yeah,
and then all the fists.
Yeah.
It's just absolute destruction. Just,
like the delayed reaction of it getting
like this
pulverized.
feels like an episode of One Punch Man. Also, like the level of animation, and then he shows it all peeling away, and you see Overhaul looking up with almost like
scared.
a little bit of terror in his eyes.
Yeah.
And then you show Deku coming down with these shadows over his hair and his
Eri's
eyes.
hair like flaring out and stuff. Yeah.
The blue lightning, everything there, and then as the light is coming up on him, he's like, and then it shifts into the smile here. This like look,
Oh man, and the way it
Hero
shows
saves everyone.
Well, and the way it shows the lightning almost like it's going over Overhaul's eyes, just from the reflection, like that was so pretty.
Oh my god, this is something else.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, what I'm wondering is, after this point, is there any possible way for them to not put together, like, that was straight up All Might level stuff right there. like.
I mean,
like
that is a good point.
They could potentially chalk it up to being like, oh, this is her quirk. She just souped up Deku. And then just hope that no one figures out what her quirk really does.
There's not that much like specific stuff that everyone would probably see.
Okay, yeah,
but they could just go with the thing of where Eri's quirk is ridiculous. Yeah. And this is something Deku will never be able to do, really.
Right, yeah.
So,
right, because we have seen Deku do that kind of crazy stuff, but it always comes with crazy consequences. But here, he just didn't have to worry about the consequences. the fact that not having to deal with the consequences, that puts him almost exactly into what level All Might was. That they just don't have to think about that.
I think people in general will start to clue in a little bit more over the course of the show anyway.
Oh yeah.
It's just a question of at what point does the plot basically go, we don't need it to be a secret really that much anymore because all the villains maybe know.
Sure.
And maybe like half of the main characters know, and then it's like, okay, we could just let the general public know at that point.
So I had a thought. Imagine they do the raid on the Hasakai headquarters, right? Yeah. The news, of course, hears about this, right? And it's like, oh, we're going to report on everything. And then you see all this stuff happening in the sky. Perfect view. Just get some news helicopters far enough away where the wind won't knock them into buildings or something. And they're just, whoa, this is crazy.
It's a really cool light show. I can't tell what's happening.
Right. Like it's like in Die Hard when you have the reporter that's like, tell me you got that, like after all of this happens.
Yeah, episode 14 is a cold open with some people with like cameras.
Zoom, enhance. Zoom.
No, it's just some people with cameras on a building, and then one guy's there with the microphone, just like, It's a no.
If it was a bomb,
If it's a bomb, all the alarms will go on because all these hotels have bomb detectors.
All
right, well, this is a fantastic episode. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. Can't wait for more stuff coming season 4.
Yep.
It's really good. If you want to see a full-length timer version reaction of this episode, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. Any level support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us about other stories, anime in general. You can get involved with the MHA manga community, the MHA like anime onlys in there. You can talk with us about all kinds of stuff. General, like Jacob's book that he wrote.
Yeah, so I wrote a book. It's sci-fi. It's called Battle Lines. It's awesome. And if you want to get it, it's on Amazon in both hardback and ebook. The link's in the description down below, so go check it out.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.